Support for Circle Round comes from KiwiCo. Did you know your child can get super cool, hands-on science, art, and geography projects delivered to your door every month? It can be hard to find creative ways to keep your children busy and challenged. KiwiCo does the legwork for you, so you can spend quality time tackling projects together. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code CIRCLEROUND at kiwico.com.
Produced by the iLab at WBUR, Boston.
Before we get to today's story, a few episodes ago, as the Now It's Your Turn activity after Fools Thrush In, we asked you to make up and record your own bird calls. Well, I'm happy to report that a bunch of you did just that. And we're excited to play some of those bird calls at the end of this episode. So if you have a few moments, stick around after the credits to hear some truly amazing bird calls. Till then, enjoy the story. Have you ever gotten into an argument with someone? Maybe one of you said something hurtful, or you were having a hard time sharing? It can be tough getting along all the time. But today, we'll meet a pair of siblings who figure out a way to work together and stick together. I'm Rebecca Shear, and welcome to Circle Round, where story time happens all the time. Today, our story is called The Persimmon Sisters. Versions of this tale come from the Jewish and Arab traditions. You'll also hear variations from Korea in East Asia. Some really great people came together to bring you our adaptation of this folktale, including Tennille Reed, star of Surreal Estate on Sci-Fi and Workin' Moms on Netflix. So circle around, everyone, for The Persimmon Sisters. From the time they were young, Big Sister and Little Sister simply could not get along. They fought over food.
You can't take the last slice of cake, little sister. I want it.
I want it.
No, I want it.
No, I want it.
No, I want it.
They fought over clothing.
That red satin jacket is mine, little sister.
No, it's not. It's way too small for you.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
They even fought over who got to hold the basket for Father as he picked bright orange persimmons in the family's grove of persimmon trees.
Father, you said I could hold the basket today.
He did not, Big Sister. He said I could hold the basket today.
But it's my turn.
No, it's my turn.
No, it's my turn.
No, it's my turn.
Enough, girls! You're both my daughters, and I love you very much. But all this quibbling has got to stop.
Well, little sister started it.
No, Big Sister did.
Did not.
Did too.
Did not.
Did
not.
Oh,
Did too.
dear.
This kind of thing went on and on for years, until finally, when Father grew older, frailer, and weaker, he called his daughters to his bedside.
My dear, dear daughters, all your life you've been arguing, fighting, trying to one-up one another. But I want you to promise me, when I breathe my last breath and take leave of this earth, you will divide the persimmon grove 50-50 between the two of you. I will leave you enough money to build your own houses and start your own lives. But once I'm gone, you will share those beautiful persimmons and prove to the world that you can be good sisters. You can love one another and get along. Will you promise me that?
Big Sister and Little Sister eyed each other sheepishly, but they knew what they must do.
Of course, Father. Little sister and I will share the persimmon grove.
Yes. Big Sister and I will split it 50-50.
And indeed, once Father breathed his last breath and took leave of this earth, that's exactly what they did. Each sister built her own house, but every day they worked side by side in the persimmon grove. They spent all summer tending the trees, and when the harvest came, they had plenty of persimmons to store or dry or crush into sweet persimmon tea. And in time, Big Sister and Little Sister became more than just siblings. They became friends.
Little sister, I can't help but feel like I picked more persimmons today than you did. Please, take some of mine.
Well, Big Sister, I was about to say that I feel like I picked more persimmons today. Please, take some of mine.
Oh, but I insist.
Oh, no, I insist.
No, I insist.
Well, the day eventually came when Big Sister fell in love and got married. She went on to have 3 sons, triplets. Little Sister was overjoyed to meet her new baby nephews, but after coming home from her first visit, she felt troubled.
How wonderful that Big Sister's given birth to such beautiful children. But she has so many mouths to feed now. And here I am, responsible for no one but myself. Yet, Big Sister and I own the same amount of land and the same number of persimmon trees. Oh, it doesn't seem right.
Little Sister stroked her chin as she pondered over how she could help her older sibling.
Let's see. I could offer Big Sister a share of my persimmon trees, but we promised Father we would split the grove 50-50, so that won't work. And I could give her a bushel from my harvest, but she never lets me give her things these days. If I were to present her with some of my persimmons, well, she'd no doubt refuse.
Little Sister thought and thought. Then suddenly her mind went click, and she knew exactly what she would do. What do you think Little Sister will do? What would you do if you were Little Sister? We'll find out what happens after a quick break. Welcome back to Circle Round. I'm Rebecca Shear. Today our story is called The Persimmon Sisters. Before the break, Big Sister and Little Sister promised their father they would share the family's persimmon grove. But after Big Sister had triplets, Little Sister felt like her older sibling deserved more. Big Sister was too selfless and generous to accept gifts, so Little Sister racked her brain for some way to help out. Then it came to her.
I've got it! I'll bring Big Sister a bushel of persimmons from my harvest, but she won't be able to refuse because she won't know it's from me. Of course!
That night, under a moonless sky, Little Sister grabbed a lantern and hurried out to the barn, where she stored her persimmons. She counted up her bushels.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 bushels. Terrific! I'll sneak over to Big Sister's house with one of them, and tomorrow morning she'll be in for a wonderful surprise.
Little Sister loaded a bushel of persimmons into her cart, then made her way to Sister's house. It was so dark out, her horse kept wandering off the road. When Little Sister reached Big Sister's house, she crept into the storeroom where Big Sister kept her persimmons and left the bushel inside the door. Then Little Sister returned home. The next morning, Little Sister woke up, ate breakfast, then went out to the barn. But as she approached her bushels of persimmons,
Wait, what?
she did a double take.
Okay. Yesterday, I had 10 bushels of persimmons stored in this barn. Then I snuck 1 bushel over to my sister, which should have left 9. But somehow this morning I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bushels? How could that be? Did I miscount? Did I dream the whole thing? Well, No matter. I'll bring big sister another bushel of persimmons tonight.
So that night, after carefully counting her bushels of persimmons,
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
little sister took one of the bushels, loaded it into her cart, then rode to her sister's house. Again, the sky was as black as coal, and she struggled to keep her horse on the road. When she reached Big Sister's storeroom, she slipped inside, left the bushel of persimmons by the door, then hurried back to her house. But the next morning, when little sister went out to her barn and saw her persimmons,
What is going on here?
she discovered she had just as many bushels as yesterday.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10?
Little sister was certain she had counted correctly this time, and she knew she had not been dreaming.
Okay, something bizarre is going on. How does this bushel keep coming back to me after I leave it in my sister's storeroom? It's almost like some crazy ghost is making it happen. But I don't believe in ghosts. Do I?
Ghosts or no ghosts, little sister was determined to bring her sister that bushel of persimmons and have it stay there. So that night, she tried again. A crescent moon hung in the sky, but the silver sliver was shrouded behind thick clouds and cast an eerie glow as little sister trotted down the empty road.
I do not believe in ghosts. I do not believe in ghosts. I do not believe in ghosts. I do not believe in...
Little sister stopped short. Something was approaching her through the shadows. It was lumbering, staggering, moving very slowly. Little sister was tempted to turn right around when all of a sudden,
Hello?
that something called out. And immediately little sister knew it wasn't a something at all. It was a someone. A very important, very beloved someone. It was none other than
Big Sister!
Little sister started up her horse. When she reached her older sibling, she saw Big Sister was pulling a cloth-covered bundle in a big wagon.
Big Sister, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I could ask the same of you, little sister, but as for me, I was bringing you this.
Big Sister pulled off the cloth to reveal
A bushel of persimmons?
That's right, little sister. You see, ever since I had the triplets, I've been thinking about how I have my husband and my 3 boys. A nice big family to support me. And though you are the strongest person I know, you live on your own without anyone to lend a hand. So, I thought I'd bring you some persimmons to eat. Or sell. Anything to help you out. Only, I know you're far too selfless to accept a gift from me, so I figured I'd leave it in your barn. I've left you 2 other bushels already.
Little Sister smiled with relief and amusement.
But Big Sister, I've left you 2 bushels of persimmons. I figured with all those mouths to feed, you could use the help.
Oh!
Big Sister clapped a hand to her forehead.
So that's why my stock of persimmons hasn't changed. I was beginning to think I was being haunted by a ghost. Isn't that silly?
Actually,
Little Sister grinned.
it isn't silly at all. Anyway, I feel so lucky to have you as a sister. You're the kindest, most generous person in the world.
No, you're the kindest, most generous person in the world.
No, you are.
No, you are.
No, you are.
No.
So Big Sister and Little Sister managed to keep their promise to their father. And not only did they continue splitting the persimmon grove 50-50, but they loved each other. And they reaped all the benefits that come when you work together. Now it's your turn. what's one thing you can do to share? Maybe you can build something with a friend and take turns adding to your creation. Or you can donate clothing, toys, or food to a local charity. Think about one way you can share, then find some paper and draw a picture of it. Hang your picture where you can see it, and over the next week, make your picture become a reality. This week's story, The Persimmon Sisters, was adapted by me, Rebecca Shear. It was edited by our supervising producer, Anne-Marie Sievertson. Eric Shimalonis does all of our original music and sound design. Our artist is Sabina Hahn. Sabina has drawn a black and white picture for every Circle Round story, so you can color while you listen. Grown-ups, you can find more than 140 of our coloring pages on our website, wbur.org/circleround. While you're there, you can find links to the Circle Round t-shirt, soundtrack, and coloring book. Special thanks to this week's actors, Robert Fung, Elizabeth Kelly, and Tennille Reed. Grown-ups, check out Tennille in Surreal Estate on Sci-Fi and Workin' Moms on Netflix. Our featured instrument this week was the piano. You can learn more about this keyboard instrument and see a photo of Eric Shimalonis playing it on our website. Again, that's wbur.org/circleround. Want to help us spread the Circle Round word? Please give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app and tell your friends to subscribe to the show. Circle Round is a production of WBUR, Boston's NPR news station. I'm Rebecca Shear. Thanks for circling round with us. Are you still here? Fabulous. Because just like I promised at the start of the show, we have some truly terrific bird calls to share with you. All of them sent to us by Circle Round fans after our episode, Fools Thrush In. Here we go.
I love the birds. I love the birds. I love the birds. They're so singy.
We love receiving audio from Circle Round fans like you. So whether it's a bird call, a question, or a comment about your favorite story, ask a grown-up to help you record a voice memo. Then email it to circleround@wbur.org.